Hello, Latinos in clinical research. Welcome back to a very special series that we're doing, career pathways in clinical research. And we've got Ashley Margo on, and we're going to talk about her career pathway. And the reason why we're doing this is we want to share similarities, maybe for the audience members out there, as to what is possible for your career pathway. Maybe you're somewhere on this journey. Maybe you're at the beginning. Maybe you're at the middle. Maybe you're even near the end. So we plan on interviewing other members from Latinos in clinical research as well to discuss the career pathway. So welcome, Ashley. How's it going?
Hey, Dan, Judy. Good. Busy, but good.
Yeah, so we're going to interview you. Myself and Judy are going to interview you about your career. And then Monica's going to join as well and ask you questions about your career. So I guess let's start with right after college, which is where most people start their careers.
Mhm.
Did you know about clinical research during college?
No, I did not know about clinical research during college at all. And actually, for most people, yes, it does start definitely right after college. But I definitely must say that I started working since I was 19 in the clinical industry. So that clearly, had a very positive impact coming out of college, because most people do come out and have difficulty, getting a job due to career experience and not having any. So if I could give any, advice to anybody, if you're in college, if you're new and Latinos in clinical research is new to you, highly suggest trying to do an internship or something that gets your feet wet, whether it's free or paid or not. But yeah, so I was in the clinical healthcare industry for about 10 years. I came out and I was from a rural area, so I really wanted some opportunities. And what I ended up doing is I applied for a bunch of jobs, public health and clinical, throughout the state of Texas, and I got a job as a clinical data specialist in Austin, Texas, representing UT Southwestern Medical Center. Initially was not necessarily what I wanted at all, to be quite honest. I wanted something straight off the bat with a CRO or sponsor. More specifically, I was looking at sponsor. However, obviously I didn't have the exact background that they wanted. So I thought that going with UT Southwestern Medical Center would be really great, because they have a good background. They're known for research, and they're known for their different Nobel laureates that they have. And so I felt like, as a name wise, it'd be very good backing. So I was there for about 2 years when I, started to finally, understand research and do some, little bit more digging into it. And then I started to get involved with organizations. A big plus, it's a huge must that people must do, I think, for networking purposes, but also, that it's just, it looks good, right? And so did that, got some certs on the side by myself, and started to apply like crazy. And fortunately, here I am today with the major global CRO as a remote site monitor. Yeah, I mean, took some time, right? But I think that if you know how to use your background and use your skill set and kind of sell yourself in that aspect and how it works with the clinical research industry, you can easily get a position anywhere.
Yeah, that's interesting actually, because the other founders of Latinos in clinical research were all business owners. And then you're an employee, but you have the same mindset we do. You just happen to not well, you do own a business. I guess we could talk a little bit about that too, because there are people out there who are entrepreneurs that are employees as well. They're called intrapreneurs. And I'm glad that you're sharing your story, because there's probably other people in the same situation as you right now. Like, hey, I'm working for somebody, but I really feel like, I can be an entrepreneur as well. That's who I am. So talk to us a little bit about the options that you've created for yourself as far as becoming more of a generalist and, creating different opportunities for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So having like all the networking and all of that, as I was getting to know you and all the other co-founders here in Latinos Clinical Research, I was also, offering to do videos with you, right? And also, offering my time to also, teach for the academy. And, again, like I'm a huge proponent on work on giving, and you shall receive over time, right? And so it's definitely paid back. I have a bigger following now. I have more presence online, and that wasn't something I was trying to do. It just kind of happened. However, I will say that I've always ran organizations. Literally, I've been presidents of organizations all the way since high school into college and now. So I've always liked to do my own thing. I've always felt like I can organize things better, or I can learn from other people and maybe even tweak it better. So it's just something that kind of has always been there. And this whole thing with my side business, the AIM approach, where I assist people with the documentation for applying to jobs in the industry, both clinical and research, but also, assisting with interviews and things like that. That just kind of happened because once I was in HR prior in the clinical industry, but also with my, back and forth experience with interviews. And I realized, everything kind of had a similar feel, what they were looking for, and I kind of understood what people weren't doing, and just kind of test run, and it just turns out that people actually have this issue, this problem with not knowing how to get through, whether it's on their documentation or in person. And it's always worked for me, so I just kind of started helping people. And then you're the one that told me you can monetize it, people actually need this. And so I tried it, and it's worked out, and now I'm linked up with the CRC Academy, and here I am also running the Latinos in Clinical Research organization with you all, and it's been quite a ride.
Yeah, we'll let Judy and Monica ask questions, but I gotta ask you, okay,
Yeah.
you're one of the most organized people I've ever met, uh, to like a level, like a alien level. How did you always have this, like since
Yes.
you were a kid, or did you develop this?
No, since I was a kid, like
Okay,
literally. High school, I was I was the president of the Business Professionals of America, and I represented Texas. I was a 12 that represented Texas on the national level. And then while I was doing that, I was also the president of the whole student society, so of the student government body. And I also did things like I did the emceeing at pep rallies. When I got to college, I ran
I
the
see.
pre-PA society. So yeah, I was
So
everywhere.
you're
I
a
was everywhere.
natural extrovert and
Yes.
organized, which is like a rare combo, because usually the
Thank
organized
you.
people are introverts, right?
Mhm.
Usually, I don't know.
Well, I definitely love my alone time, but when I'm not alone, I thrive. So I think I'm a good mix. I would definitely say that
All
for
right,
sure.
Judy and Monica, let's ask Ashley questions about her career pathway and maybe where she wants to go also.
Yeah. So I guess, now that you've been in the industry for a while, what recommendations would you give to others that maybe kind of want to go a similar path you are on?
Well, definitely, again, and I don't say this just because one of the co-founders, Latinos in Clinical Research, but it doesn't matter what organization you're involved in, get involved. Yeah, one of our videos we just did, he's a founder as well, and he himself said, as a Latino, that it's almost impossible to get where you want to get without knowing somebody, and it's very true, very, very true. And so I know I would have gotten the position that I got, however I wouldn't be in this sphere involved if I wouldn't have reached out to Dan, right? So although one door was still open for me, it also reached out to another door that now led me to more people, led me to more connections, and now ultimately, 2 business deals, and 30 years old and doing all this. I honestly did not see myself doing this, but it's the best combination. And I think that if you're open to being open, then more opportunities will present itself to you, and you can choose. You don't have to hope and think that maybe if I get this or if I get that, you'll have opportunities and options, right? And that's, I think, the goal that everybody should look for, to have a thing to choose from.
Mhm.
Sure.
What do you think make you so structured? Like, I mean, so organized, and then obviously that also make you like kind of goal oriented person. Um, what do you
Yeah.
think was the how can I say the key factor that made you like that?
I think it's because I think at some point a long time ago, I had a really it's so long ago, but really young. I was in the gifted and talented, and then some stuff happened, and I kind of fell behind my classmates that were very close friends, and I remember, you know, hating the fact or knowing that like I was gonna miss out, and so ever since then, pretty much my goal is always, not necessarily not goal, but the fear of missing out. So I felt like, okay, if I'm organized and I'm structured and I make sure that I'm on top of what I'm doing and I understand what's happening and I just fix and structure it a certain way, then there's no reason for me to miss out on anything. So if it's important to you, you'll make it happen, and you'll just make it work, right? Regardless of how tiring or stressful it is, you take it a day by day, and ultimately, if you go to sleep like that was a good day, or that was a productive or awesome day, and I got so much done and I met so many people, and I can only imagine how tomorrow's going to be. Like if I go to sleep like that, I feel good, and that's just, and I've been getting that definitely much more often lately with everything we've been doing, and all of what the future is definitely holding in for us with the organization. So yeah, it's very it gives back a lot, I think.
And do you think that has been important characteristic that made you, I mean, be successful and bring you to the position that you already are?
Yes, because I also believe that it doesn't matter what stage you are in. So for instance, the stage of let's say we're applying to a job. I'm never in the phase of like, okay, I'm applying for a job. I don't have a job, or I just want to get into this industry. I'm always thinking about what I'm gonna do once I have it. Right. I'm always 2 steps ahead because I'm a huge believer in manifestation. And it's honestly always worked for me since I was younger. I've always thought like that, and it's always happened. I wouldn't call myself lucky. I just think that when you start planning or start thinking like you have it already, you make moves that are necessary to be that person, right? And so long as you're doing that, you mold yourself to be the person you want in the next year, 2 years, months, however you want to look at it. Somebody's going to pick up on it, and somebody's going to see your potential, and then it's just going to go from there. And as long as you're moving forward like that, you'll be fine. So most definitely, it's really worked for me. I mean, I haven't even been a year in the CRO, and I'm already getting lots of recognition, and it's because I'm already looking at what I want to be in the next year, right? And I'm doing all these things to make that happen. And so, yeah.
And my point with that, asking you that is because I would like people to know out there that it's not the end. I mean, it's not just the goal that seems sometimes unreachable. It's the way or the path that you create yourself to reach out to that goal.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important to besides having the goal, being organized and kind of plan the strategy to do it.
Most
That
definitely.
everybody will be able to achieve any goal they want, especially in this industry, as long
Mhm.
as they just design their path.
Exactly. And I mean, I do want to say this. I had a good job before this industry, but I was definitely not happy at it at all. Like I was miserable. Not because it was a bad job. No, some people actually really want that kind of job, and it's, each person to their own, but I was miserable and I did not want that position at all. Like I said, I was aware that coming out of college, I was going to have to sacrifice a little bit to get where I wanted to go, and sacrificing the kind of job I had to do, if it was in the industry, because public health, that's not necessarily the exact path I wanted. I was willing to sacrifice my time to learn and network and do what was needed to be done to get to where I wanted to be. And although I do appreciate every opportunity I've gotten, because it definitely was a very good opportunity, it wasn't for me. And I still am very grateful for that. So for those that are struggling and that feel very unhappy where they are, regardless, it doesn't matter what position you're in or what, everybody feels their own way, and you're not alone in that. And just understand though that to get where you want to go, you have to you have to sacrifice, you have to struggle. I mean, good things don't come easy. They don't. At least I don't think so. And so if you can grasp that and really hold that mentality and say, okay, well, the fact that I'm not having it easy right now, that lets me know that somewhere down the line, very soon, I'm going to have what I want. I'm in the process, right? And that's how I keep my mindset. Just reminding myself where I'm at in that stage. And it actually gets me excited because I'm like, okay, well, if I'm not happy right now, I'm going to be very, very happy soon. So let's just move forward. Let's keep moving. That's kind of how I look at it.
And so I guess to ask you, what do you see, or what do you want to do in the next few years? What do you see yourself doing? What's on your goals? What your list of goals that you want to achieve?
So obviously I want Latinos in clinical research to have a very, very broad, expanded viewpoint with different areas within not just the clinical research industry, but I'd like news networks to know about us. I'd like it to be on a very massive scale. Part of where my organization comes in hand, right? I'd like my company to my side company to be helping tons of people, but also college students and more preferably as far down as high school students. And so that's kind of a plan I'm actually working on the side little by little. But with the industry itself, I want to be a consultant, and I would like very much to be in the AI biotech sector. That's really my ultimate goal right now. What I'm doing to mold myself is I'm very fortunate. My CRO provides academy trainings and things like that. So I am doing all that I can to take these side trainings in different aspects with the biotech sector, as well as specifics in gene therapy and all those kinds of things, CNS, because again, it's like Dan said, and like we all continue to say, generalists are going to pretty much, I think, run the world. And I feel like I already have a very good foundation for that. I just need to now diversify my specialty knowledge, right? And so that's kind of my focus in the meantime. 2, maybe 3 years from now, go that route. But during this time, I'm going to just be building brick by brick. I'm going to be building my wall, ultimately creating this empire or foundation, however you want to put it. But that's how I do it. That's what I'm focused on right now.
And you missed a really good, I'm going to do shameless plug, clinical research circle. If you talking about generalists with biotech, Greg Johnson.
Oh yes, I saw it.
I'll send you the replay. But Ashley, I'm glad people have the opportunity to follow your career specifically, and I'm glad we featured you first, because in many ways, as you're talking, I feel like you're the most relatable member to the audience, because myself, Judy, Monica, I mean, we're site owners. It's kind of like a super niche. And I would say 80% of our audience are not interested necessarily in site ownership. They might be interested in what we have to say, but they can't relate like they can to you.
Yeah.
You're somebody who came out public health, then you're working for a CRO, sponsor, you're a lot more relatable. Not to mention, you're the most recent experience from our members. So people get to follow your career throughout all our Zooms and all that. So I'm excited for this, and Ashley definitely knows what she's doing online and with LinkedIn, and just go check out her LinkedIn if you want to network with her. She's also, I hear she's very big on Clubhouse. This is what I hear. I hear a rumor.
Yeah,
right, Monica?
Yes.
I like late introductions. Too funny.
That's
So
right.
thank you, Ashley. Judy, Monica, anything else you want to ask Ashley?
No,
No.
I think I think you gave us a good background and hopefully motivation for others that view.
We're all going to follow. The link to Ashley's LinkedIn is underneath the video. Go follow, and then stay tuned for the other members of LICR Career Journey. And then if you want to be featured on this series, just email us. I don't even know what a good email address is. Find one of us and send us a message, and we'll feature you too. So thank you guys for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Ashley, the people's
Yeah.
champ, the relatable one. That'll
Oh
be
my
your
God.
new nickname.
The relatable one. oh my
The
God.
relatable one. I don't know. Maybe we'll find a better one. I don't know if that sounds good.
Okay.
But you get the gist. So thank you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. And thank you everybody for watching. Catch y'all later. Bye bye.
Thank you.